Okay, let's go to French Valley. This is you really wouldn't need to set this flight plan at all, but here it is. We're going to French Valley, and there's not much you gotta know other than that. I'm gonna change planes here, and we're gonna be at 5,500 is actually going to probably be the right altitude. Yeah. That is the right altitude. Okay. So that is set, and now we are going to get the plane started up. Okay, so we're going to take 53176, quick, nice little local flight to French Valley. This is a flight that Brad and I have done for lessons a number of times because it's uncontrolled, long, not very busy usually, quick flight, gets us out of John Wayne craziness if we need to. Very, very easy, simple flight. So this is a flight that you do a lot. I would imagine based out of John Wayne. If you're not trying to do cross countries to build time or anything, there's a restaurant at the airport, and it's relatively scenic. So, Pyro, 3 a.m. here in the UK, just woke up. Insomnia, dude, that sucks. Well, welcome. Hopefully, I was going to say hopefully this puts you to sleep, but also hopefully not. So, we'll see. All right. You should be all set here, but let's reset everything, check the maintenance report, make sure nothing weird happened. No cross-pollination from our bush flying. Yeah, my up and down arrows for whatever reason are not working. That is weird. Arizona Aviator, what's happening? Thank you very much. It's good to be back on. So let's crack the throttle. Let's go. Master's on. Beacon is on. Mixture full rich. Let's hit the fuel pump for about 3 seconds. 1, 2, 3. And we got plenty of fuel. Fuel's on both. Mixture leaned out. And let's look outside and wait for the propeller to come alive. And we're off. Clean that out. Pull the power back. Avionics on.
Tower, traffic's on a mile, final hold short of runway 27.
Ready to get traffic side, hold short runway 27, presidential 69.
Oh, that's not good. I can't, my up and down arrows do not work. Left and right works, up and down does not work. Anybody know what that could be from? Does it work? UI works. It works on the UI, but not in the simulator. Very strange problem.
69, runway 27, line up and wait.
Line up and wait, runway 27, presidential 69.
Well, that sucks, but that works. So that's our fix.
Requested. Read back all runway assignments and hold short instructions. Advise on initial contact you have information, Charlie. John Wayne Airport, ATC information, Charlie. 0253 Zulu. Wind calm. Visibility 10. 25,000 scattered. Temperature 17. Dew point 8. Altimeter 3016. Arriving and departing runways 20 left, 20 right. Visual approaches in use. VFR departures, contact clearance delivery. Advise on course heading, altitude, and if flight following is requested. Read back all runway.
As a simmer of 20 years and still using FS9, I've been thinking about buying X-Plane, but my question is, does it have stock aircraft with fully functional FMCs? Yes, it does. It does. Not very many, but it does. And there's freeware options and stuff. There's a lot of support for it. All right, 21.85 is what we want. 21.85. See, is it busy? Doesn't sound like it. John Wayne Clarence, good evening. Skyhawk 53176. The information, Charlie. Like flight following 5,500 to French Valley. Help if I had any radio on.
172 Sierra Papa. Oh, thank you. Just doing a radio check. Thank you. Roger.
Now we're back. Joe and Clarence, good evening. Skyhawk 53176. With information, Charlie. We'd like flight following to French Valley 5,500.
Residential 69, SoCal, departure low, cancel heading and altitude restrictions, maintain VFR.
Awesome.
We're 53176, was partially stepped on, got the destination, the altitude, I missed the aircraft type.
We're at Charlie 172 Slant Gulf over at ACI West with information, Charlie. Flight plans.
We're 53176 on departure, fly heading 080, maintain VFR at or below 3000. Departure frequency 128.1, squawk 5356.
356. Departure that's left heading 080 out of below 3000. Departure frequency 128.1, squawking 5356, 53176.
We're 53176, read by correct.
Sweet. Frick. No. I want that to be a 0. And there we go. Myriad. Awesome. Sweet. Jumping ground, Skyhawk 53176. Information, Charlie, over at ACI West, taxi to tower run-up.
We're 53176, jumping ground, taxi to the run-up via Bravo.
Run-up via Bravo 176. Thank you, Ryan. 5, 6. Get that going. Okay. Clear right, cleared left.
For 1 Kilo Echo, thanks. Contact Delhi Center 135.5.
Okay. Pilot Mike, happy Friday. And thank you. Gotta have the transponder reminder. Alright. Run up time.
Approaching runway 02 left, 20 right.
Whoa, overcooked it a little bit there. Some more awesome X-plane ground physics on display there. Okay, so that is going to be about 20
For 1 Kilo
right
Echo,
there.
LA Center.
And we
After
have
tip
080,
off, descend to
no,
maintain
it looks like
9,000,
070.
Santa Barbara altimeter 3016.
080, 3000, and that's good. Okay. Make sure coming in a little bit. Up to 18.
This is actually number
That's good.
1 Kilo Echo, amend altitude, descend to maintain 8,000.
Yeah, it's kind of a bummer that the ground physics are so bad. They
For 1 Kilo Echo,
it's not, they're just weird. Like be sluggish. Like it doesn't have to have so much like grip and immediacy. Like just be sluggish and weird.
Residential 69.
Oh,
Contact
Mike,
LA
nice,
Center
dude.
125.27.
How was it? How'd it feel? Let's go.
Residential 69 LA Center. Hello.
iPad out.
Palomar altimeter 3017. Maintain VFR.
John Wayne Ground, Skyhawk 53176, ready to continue. Like to request 20 left for departure.
2017, number 1 Kilo Echo Cross, Tipple, flight level 240, then descend and maintain 8,000.
It's pretty good standalone, but there's still freeware stuff too.
For 53176, runway 20 left, taxi via Bravo Kilo, hold short of runway 20 right.
Alright, Bravo Kilo, holding short 20 right for 20 left, 53176. And that arrow thing is really annoying. Fat Knuckle, welcome aboard. Happy Friday. The big giant red button on the left. That's the power. Man, the physics are really on display right now. Did a few landings, and he got out and said, do 2 more landings for your solo. Nice. It'll still run, actually. The plane will still fly. Let's leave this thing out here. Okay, we're on 26.8, ready to go. Code is on. The Rep Pack 172 is much better than the default one, but it still feels so weird.
Number 1 Kilo Echo, you should be descending to 8,000 now.
Alright, there we go. Johnny Ground, Skyhawk 53176, holding short 20 right at Kilo.
We're 53176, you're at the tower now at Kilo, cross runway 20 right, runway 20 left, cleared for takeoff.
Crossing 20 right at Kilo, clear for takeoff 20 left at Kilo 53176. I guess I said ground. Right. Oh, really, Fat Knuckle? Well, welcome, man. Hopefully, if airplanes are your thing, hopefully you'll enjoy it. Even if they're not, maybe they will be now. All right, so we got lights, camera, and action. Get the mixture coming in. We've got clear to the left, clear to the right, and looks good. 2 center line. And there's our
We're 1
terminal
Kilo Echo, you're going to be
to the
too high for the
left.
handoff. I'm going to need to spin you. Turn left heading 100.
Center line, 4 greens, airspeed's alive, there's 55. And rotate. Fat Knuckle, how did you find the stream? This is your first flight sim stream. Did you just search it?
We're 53176, your radar contact SoCal departure.
Alright, departure 53176. We'll see you. See you later, John Wayne. SoCal departure, Skyhawk 53176, climbing through 600, restricted 3000.
We're Chrysler 53176, SoCal departure, cancel heading and altitude restrictions, maintain VFR.
Oh, nav 53176. That's what I'm talking about. That is actually a realistic spot where that would happen. Freaking awesome. Honestly, I like to find streams that I can listen to while I work on classes. Not really a plane guy per se. I heard someone on a podcast the other day say he uses Flight Sim Let's Play videos to relax, so I thought I'd try it. Well, dude, that's freaking awesome. Well, Vastin Flyer,
For 1 Kilo Echo, turn left, heading 100.
I commend you on that one, Vastin Flyer, because that was well done. That was well done. Within the surface ring, almost every time. I am curious though, are you talking to like a real person in the tower? How does that work? Yes, great question. So Fat Knuckle, I am logged into a online network called PilotEdge, and it's a plugin that interacts with the simulator. So you have the frequencies here that are tied to the simulator and this plugin. So it is a real live person that we're talking to. The frequencies that are being transmitted on correlate to the frequencies in the plane. So if you actually change the frequency to something that doesn't exist, you won't contact anybody. There's also line of sight. It works just like a VHF radio does, and it's pretty cool. It's pretty high-tech stuff. But this is the airport that I fly out of in the real world. This is the plane that I fly in the real world. So I use the simulator to stay sharp with the real thing, and it works amazing. I've got some satellite image scenery down here, so it's super lifelike scenery, and you go through all of the motions of a real flight, and that way when you get back in the plane in the real world, you're sharp and ready to go. Yeah, so there are people that it's a paid service, so there are some free ones out there, but the PilotEdge service, those controllers are actually paid, and the level of service that they provide is very, very high. But yeah, it's some people use it as role play, some people use it as a training tool, and I kind of use both. Not very hard, but I am working. I have the default King Air, possibly, but I do not have any of the payware ones. But I do love that plane. It would be fun. And in fact, Fat Knuckles, that Sim Flyer in the chat is the voice that you're hearing. And they're enthusiasts just like we are, but just are highly trained in
Santa Barbara approach, thanks for Yankee, altimeter 3016.
Being able to do this to the level that somebody that does this in the real world would not be able to tell the difference.
Runway 25 if possible for November 1 Kilo Echo.
There are some practical differences in that it's one guy that's mimicking many frequencies. But other than that, if you treat it real, frequency to frequency, it's effectively exactly what you'd hear in the real world. Oh, the Airfoil Labs one. I've heard it's awesome, and I would like to get that. Yeah, it's a subscription-based Pyro. It's about $20 a month, up to I think $38 for the full Western U.S. The $20 a month subscription will get you either the Southern California area, which includes Vegas, Santa Barbara, LA area, San Diego, parts of Arizona, or the Western expansion they call it, which is Washington, Oregon, Northern California, Nevada, Idaho, Montana, Colorado, New Mexico, I think. Just basically, I don't know where the cutoff is. It's not the Mississippi River, but it's pretty close. What's up, Quasar? If they did as much work on the King Air as they did on the 172, then the King Air has to be amazing. And I would imagine that the King Air is probably a better seller for them as well. So they probably spent even more time on it. Yeah, it's pretty cool. I'll call you Knuckle. Knuckle seems better than calling you Fat. If I'm going to give you a nickname, I'll call you Knuckle. It is pretty cool, and it's very it's weird, man. Like this is my neighborhood essentially, and being able to look down and see areas that you've been to, it's super lifelike. This is roughly the same plane that I fly, almost identical, and it's a 1-to-1 scale replica of the world, so you can fly anywhere, wherever you're based out of, you can fly there. So it's pretty amazing. And if you're brand new to it, it's pretty intimidating because there's so much stuff that you could do to customize it and add it, and the expense of it can get pretty out of hand. But I have been pretty good at keeping the expenses low on this, and only buying what I know I'm going to use a lot.
69, roger, radar service terminated, frequency change.
And it doesn't have to be that bad.
VFR, good night.
You can spend as much as you want on it and have a blast at whatever price point. And I have flown in VR. The VR is really cool, but it is mainly a gimmick. For the type of flying that I do, where I want to have the iPad here, be able to flight plan and treat it like a real flight, it's really hard to do that with the VR headset on, because you just don't have the same accessibility to certain things, like being able to take notes or change radio frequencies very easily, stuff like that. But it's super fun. It's really disorienting in some ways, but it's really cool because everything is scaled up. So you get into this plane and it feels like you're inside the plane. You stand next to a 737 on the ramp and you're like walking underneath it. And that is a really trippy sensation in the simulator. It's super fun. It's not great it's not great as a learning tool. Yeah, the scale, like to be able to like lean forward and like see all the knobs and everything coming at you and being able to interact with it, it is freaking crazy. But I still prefer this. Been close to picking up a headset permanently, but I think car racing is the best use for it, because you have a static environment that you're in and you don't need to move much from that. You have to interact with so much stuff in an airplane that it makes it a little bit cumbersome to use VR.
3176, contact SoCal approach 135.4.
35.4, 53176. So you can see here, I just dialed in 35.4. See, just moved on me, 35.4. Now click both, swaps them on the new frequency. SoCal approach, Skyhawk 53176, 5,500.
53176, SoCal approach, the March reserve base, altimeter 3021.
Alright, 3021, 53176. So the track IR thing is fine too, but I found that programming the number pads is way quicker and easier to do. So those are my views. So I've got over the wing, under, and then these ones. It's kind of a little bit throwaway. There's the Bobble view. So to me, that is better than track IR, and like moving my head like that. I can just easily go number pad.
Destination AWAS is
in the
119.025.
pattern. There's the runway. What's your head? To me, that's super easy. Just looking through PilotEdge website, looks awesome. Yeah, dude, it's got a 2-week trial as well. It's freaking fun, dude. It's really, really fun. I just like being able to look around on approach. So looking is easier than another task. I mean, looking around using the number pad to me is the easiest, because I can, quickly go there and just hit the number back again and it sends you back. I just found that that's better than, like tweaking your head a little bit, because I know where, I know what I'm doing, and I might use that time. Like if I'm looking at something on the iPad, or I'm setting something or doing something else, I can use that animation time to do that, and then look and then come back, and it's pretty quick for me. Yeah, for instrument, I can't wait to use it for instrument. So I didn't know that you can't downgrade the stream if you're not partnered. That's stupid. We gotta fix that. I gotta do a little. I would like to do a partner push at some point. That would be fun. Yeah, interesting, because I am so far removed from this world that the idea of flying a plane seems so far-fetched, especially since I don't have much money. Well, that's how I started. Fat Knuckle, honestly, dude. I remember distinctly loading up this for the first time, calling my dad, has a ton of hours, used to fly, and asking him what the red plunger does. Like, that's how clueless I was, and you just start picking it up a little bit at a time, and sure enough, you're flying around. And yeah, and Vatsim Flyer is totally right. It's so easy to get a discovery flight. It's awesome. Knuckle, where are you located out of? You don't need to tell me exactly where, but like what area are you from roughly? Houston, okay. Easy. There's a ton of airports around there. We can probably even look one up and give you a phone number and just call them up. The instructor will explain how everything works, and you can bring it into the sim. Yeah. I am a huge fan of discovery flights. They're so helpful.
We're 1 Kilo Echo Santa Barbara Tower.
Yeah. Possibly Chinese. I agree, and I have a coworker that just told me that she's always wanted to get her pilot's license and wants to do it when she gets a little bit older. She just announced that she's pregnant, so she's not going to be flying anytime soon. But I told her, like, oh man, when you're ready, like after you have this kid and I have got my license, like let's go fly. And they live right next to the Huntington Beach Pier, which is an easy place to fly over, and she was super excited about that. Gets me excited to think about.
53176, contact March approach 133.5.
33.5, 53176. Yeah, that's what I'm most excited for, possibly, for sure. John, happy Friday. Oh, sweet. Flight is from Houston. March approach, Skyhawk 53176, 5,500. We've got the weather at French Valley.
For 53176, thanks. And advise French Valley in sight.
Yeah, we got the airport in sight, 176.
For 53176. Air service terminated. Squawk and maintain VFR. Frequency change approved.
Squawk and VFR, frequency changed, approved, 53176. We'll see you soon. 22.8. Now we have to do the dreaded untowered airport radio calls. Son of a bitch. Let's get the autopilot coming off. Sweet. Find out where we're at using our fancy iPad. Should be about 10 miles, yep. French Valley traffic, Skyhawk is 5,510 miles to the east, descending. We'll be crossing over midfield, entering a left downwind for 18 French Valley. Glad we got that out of the way. Where is everybody, man? We need some traffic. Need a little refresher on the pattern altitude here. 2,300, 1,300 foot field elevation, 2,300 foot pattern. Okay, 2,300 foot. Well, sometimes those nights are good to have, but we're definitely be a little bit better if it was busy. Get some traffic buzzing around here. So 2,300 feet. There's our airport. Need to send a little bit better than that. Stay warm, man. Yeah, the long haul stuff is very interesting. It's definitely not my style. Sitting on the simulator in cruise for 6, 7, 8 hours. That's a little bit boring. I like landing too much. Let's descend a little bit. Beautiful, beautiful downtown Temecula. It's actually not that bad. Worked there for a number of years, and it's definitely a certain type of place. You know Temecula? Yeah, I used to work right over, I think actually over here. This part, the part of Temecula that we're facing right now, I love. To go drink in the dirt fields, that's awesome. East San Diego, nice, dude. Yeah, this area is beautiful with all the wineries here. Hung out in Murrieta all the time, that's really funny. I used to live right up the road, right up the 15 in Lake Elsinore. French Valley traffic, Skyhawk 3, it's 2 miles to the east, entering over midfield, left downwind 18 French Valley. I think I'm probably less than that, but... Yeah, it's grown a ton. like we're clear. We're the only ones here. How convenient. Still pretty damn high. Well, most decisions when you're youthful are bad. French Valley traffic, Skyhawk is crossing over a midfield, entering left downwind for 18 French Valley. The scenery out here, the ortho and everything looks freaking awesome. Look at that. That looks so good. God, dude, that looks real. I mean, it kind of is real, but like really looks real. Okay, there's a beam of numbers.
We're looking good. Oh, we're looking good.
Yeah, we are looking good. Whoa, that's not looking good. French Valley traffic, Skyhawk turning left base, 18 French Valley. And this is, if you were watching previously at the video clip, this is that same airport. Have you seen the flight sim screen caps from the new... Yes, yeah. It's going to be interesting to see what that actually ends up looking and feeling like, but it definitely looks pretty cool right now. French Valley traffic, Skyhawk turning final 18 French Valley. Haven't decided what I'm going to do once I turn final, but we'll figure something out, right?
Short final runway 18.
See, we're speeding up again. Let's get the slip in. Guess we'll just aim for those 1,000-foot markers. Man, this thing is speeding up like crazy. Luckily, this is like a 6,000-foot runway. Whoa, look where you're going. They're pretty awesome in real life, but yeah, they don't really do much here. Well, I shouldn't say they don't do much. They do a lot, but not necessarily everything that they should. God, that looks real too, right there. With the shadow in the background. Holy crap. How far can you get on a tank? In a 172 in this plane, you could probably do... I don't know, I'd say like 500 miles maybe? Yeah, that shadow that was like perfect looking. French Valley traffic, Skyhawk turning left crosswind, 18 French Valley. So this little hill right here is like the turning point. You want to stay outside of that. I'm thinking like of like with actual stuff, not like max. Teach fact nickel to stop. Yeah, he probably not too far from Gillespie. Oh, we're way up here. Yeah, 5 hours was kind of what I was thinking of as just like a rough, like how far you'd actually want to go. And 120 is pretty generous. Yeah, 700 nautical miles. Yeah, so how far is that in regular miles? I think this pattern might be a little bit better. So here's a good example, Ryan, too. You know, I'm checking that view here. You can see where we're going. French Valley traffic, Skyhawk turning left base 18 French Valley. I thought nautical miles were shorter. Do I have that backwards? Okay, the nautical miles are longer, so it'll be more. It's like if you were 600 nautical miles, it would be more regular miles. This is slightly better. French Valley traffic, Skyhawk turning final 18 French Valley. One nautical mile is 1.15 miles. Okay, we're a little high. Speed is good, so I'm going to go idle and just put the nose down, and that should work out better. God, that looks good. Off of center line, though. Nice. That was...
Whoa! Found it!
Hello.
Found the ground!
That is where that clip was originated. It was from that flight. And we're up. French Valley, thank you for your hospitality. Peace. Oh, you were in the Coast Guard for 10 years? Nice, man. What did you do in the Coast Guard? Okay, 2300 is the pattern altitude, so we're going to climb to that. Medical, nice. Sweet, dude. That is the Fly with Lua landing rate plugin. It is very free and very simple. And doesn't mean anything. It is not a great representation of a good landing or not. All it is doing is simply measuring the vertical speed between the ground and your tire when they touch. It's like doesn't really matter too much. Yeah, and sometimes not even in the right way. Like it'll say like that landing, that acceptable landing. I would be freaking happy with that. Like that was perfect, a perfect landing in this plane. March approach. Good evening, Skyhawk 53176, 2,500 climbing 4,500, just off of French Valley.
For 53176, March approach, squawk 3105, maintain VFR.
3105 176. Never squawked VFR. And crashing into trees is like
For 176,
exactly.
your radar contact 3 miles southeast, correction southwest of French Valley Airport, maintain VFR, and say destination.
We're going to be heading back to John Wayne. We like to take the coastal route, Dana Point up the coast, 53176.
For 176, Roger, advise John Wayne Airport in sight.
Okay, we'll let you know we got the airport in sight, 176. Even though March approach wouldn't really be concerned with that at this point. Coming up Dana Point is when...
For 53176, contact SoCal approach 135.4.
354 176, yeah. Finbar made that for me. SoCal approach, good evening, Skyhawk 53176, 3,500 climbing 4,500.
For 53176, SoCal approach, the March reserve base altimeter 3020.
Alright, 3020176. March approach is getting a little tired, that's okay. That's a person. Yeah, that's a person. Finbar is a person. There is a bobblehead in this, and he just reskinned it with my head. I don't know how he did that. Like where he got both sides of my head from, but it's freaking awesome. And March approach, you also can just say March altimeter. You don't have to say the full. At least that's how I've always heard it. Like March approach is, or March altimeter. But I mean that's locally. I don't know if it makes any difference for people trying to identify what that is.
Juliet Romeo, runway tower, runway 20 right at Kilo, cleared for takeoff.
What the hell airport is that? There's not an airport there, is it? Hard see ya. Have a good one, Airman, sir.
That's 176, turn right hotel, kind of ground. See ya.
Right at hotel, contact the ground. See ya!
Good old Finbar.
176, contact SoCal approach 128.1.
28-1, Skyhawk 176. I'm climbing it. Do that.
1 Juliet Romeo, protect departure.
So freaking hard to keep altitude in
Departure
this
1
thing.
Juliet Romeo is with
When you're
you,
1, not paying
719,
attention, 2, don't have autopilot on, and are in 3.
For 791 Juliet Romeo, SoCal departure, radar contact, climb and maintain 4,000. Up to 4,000 now, 1 Romeo.
SoCal approach, Skyhawk 53176, 4,500.
For 53176, SoCal approach, John Wayne, altimeter 3015, advise the airport in sight.
Alright, 3015, we're actually going to go down to Dana Point and come up the coast for John Wayne and pick up the weather along the coast. 176.
6 Roger.
Nice, possibly. Let me know how that goes, man. Send me some pictures of that. I might want to pick that up. Any idea why my audio keeps losing sync with the video on Twitch? It's been happening for a while now. My internet speeds are fine, so I really don't know how to fix it. That is weird. I have not heard that before. See ya.
Over 1 Juliet Romeo, reaching 3,000.
Jackie 45 truck call, please contact Downwind Tower 126.8 today. 126.8, see ya.
Reaching 3,000, we'll join the Santa Monica 125 radio, 1 Juliet Romeo.
This is part of this flight sim that I don't know if everybody would be into it, but it's a short flight, but it's a flight that I've done before and do often, and it's so satisfying to do this and look out the window and see like the exact picture that you see in real life. I mean, I've taken this exact picture right here, and this is like indistinguishable from that. And to be able to replicate it in the sim to this degree of, I mean like, just to this degree with everything, the plane, the ATC, the visuals, I enjoy this a lot more than flying an Airbus into Tokyo or something, you know. I don't know why, and I feel like I'm probably in the minority feeling that way, but I could just do this all the time. And it's super cool that so many of you do follow along and watch these. I mean, a lot of you probably feel like you've flown out of John Wayne. Just got through watching the 165 knot low pass for the 100th time. Nice, killer popcorn. Yeah, that was super fun, and not too far from here. That's just right over those hills right there. Yeah, right. I mean, you especially. If you actually, Ryan, you have to make it out here at some point, and we got to go fly. It would be, you would freak out, man. It would completely trip you out being at the real John Wayne, because it's freaking identical, dude. It's so funny. The hangars, the terminal, the fence line, everything is exactly the same. Yeah, Killer Popcorn, if you just watched that, you probably remember this clip.
Oh my god, I love airplanes. I love Brad. Holy shit.
Because that was from that flight. That was freaking crazy. All right, we climbed up a little bit for terrain avoidance. I will make time when we visit my in-laws at their cottage in Wrightburg this summer. That would be cool. There have been a few people that have flown in commercially to John Wayne that have watched the stream and said that it was super weird that they drove by when 4 Foxtrot Gulf was there, because it was just right off the road. You could see it anytime you want. And they said that it was really weird seeing it in real life after watching it in the stream so many times. Alright, so now we're going to aim down and start heading towards Dana Point. And this flight along the coast is really fun too. You got Laguna Beach and Newport, PCH along the coast, all the beaches and everything. It's pretty cool. Definitely looking forward to being able to show people this in real life. Alright, so that's about where we're aiming, right there. That's Dana Point. You can kind of just see the marina coming up over the left there. So that's where we're going to be, and we're going to be at about 1,000 feet on the way up the coast there. So from here, we're just going to slowly descend to about 1,000 feet and then just hug the coast. Pick up the ATIS. Buddha Soldier, thank you very much for following. Welcome. Can you like go from airport to airport and make your way across the country if you wanted to in the sim? You could go across the world in the sim if you wanted to, honestly. You can easily go across the world. And the first like few months that I had X-Plane, I did that. I went through like, the 7 wonders of the world, flew there point to point. It was awesome. But yeah, it's a full 1-to-1 scale Earth. I am burning V speeds in my head right now, about to Go into instruments and aeronautical charts in the King's PPL ground school. Just got through my flight fundamentals and life. Right on, dude. That is awesome. Well, let us know in the Discord if you need help with anything. There are tons of people that will be happy to help you. If you have any questions. I'm sure you'll be fine, but if you have any questions. I thought you were on the Discord, Killer Popcorn. But if you weren't and are now, I think you'll really enjoy it. It's a super great resource. If you want to just like scroll up to get an idea of how the conversations usually go, tons of good information. Any question you can possibly think of, ask it, and there'll be like CFIs and airline captains and private pilots and student pilots, and it's freaking awesome. It's amazing to me. Every time it's amazing. Caution wake turbulence, caution wake turbulence, caution wake turbulence is the John Wayne mantra. Every freaking landing into that airport, it's insane. Super annoying. Let's see what the weather's looking like at John Wayne.
And in flight following is requested. Read back all runway assignments and hold short instructions. Advise on initial contact. You have information Delta. John Wayne Airport, ATC information Delta. 0353 Zulu. Wind 010 at 3. Visibility 10. Ceiling 25,000 broken. Temperature 17. 2.7. Altimeter 3015.
Nice, we got it though. My son loves your videos. Can you say hi, Hunter, to make his day, please? Absolutely, that's awesome. Hunter, what's happening, man? I'm glad you guys can join us. Is this your first time watching a stream live? Like, do you just watch the videos on YouTube? And Knuckle. I'm glad that we still have you captivated. That's awesome. What's the one you land on a basin? I've seen Aviation 101 do it and then zero away. I'm not sure. Might have to explain that one, Killer Popcorn. I don't know what you mean. You're like ASMR.
Juliet, Romeo, contact SoCal approach 134.9er.
Sims Tony, welcome aboard. Thank you for following. Yeah, he loves streams. He's 4. Oh, that's awesome. 4 years old. Hunter. Well, I was gonna say pay attention to school, but that's not. That's even too young for that.
With you, 4,000.
Hunter, do what your dad says, and he'll maybe let you fly a plane someday. You could fly a plane when you're older. It's a runway high up on the basin. On a basin or something? Are you thinking about the one in Arizona?
Number 1 Juliet Romeo Park, Santa Monica heading 300 Ram Vector Silux. Santa Monica 300.
I think you're talking about
Skyhawk 791 Juliet Romeo.
What is this? What is the name of that? It's like right on the tip of my tongue. I can't think of it. It's the one in Arizona. Well, Pyro, I'm glad, man. Thank you. And is it DJ A-Hop? I'll just call you DJ. Thank you, DJ, for letting your son watch. That's awesome. And thank you for watching, of course. All right, so there's 1,500 feet. We could do better than that, actually. SoCal approach, Skyhawk 53176. We have information Delta at John Wayne, just coming up the coast.
176, thanks. Expect runway 20 left.
All right, we'll expect 20 left and heading to Signal Peak, maybe? 176?
176, proceed direct Signal Peak and advise in sight.
Okay, we'll proceed direct Signal Peak. We'll let you know we have the airport in sight, 53176. Beautiful. There's a little like flattening of some things going on down there. This is, when you get down this close, the scenery starts to fall apart a little bit. Iowa, what's up? But still looks pretty good. I'd love if I could get through this quiz so I can keep going with the class. You have to get 100% on the quiz? Damn, dude. That's kind of annoying. We even got the reflection of Bobble Bill in the window there. We've got to grease it in. Yeah, X-Plane looks really nice, and if you have everything set up the right way, and it doesn't cost a lot of money. The ortho, the scenery that you see here, that's free. You could, that's all free right there. But there are different like shaders and stuff, some plugins that you can kind of start to dial in the sky a little bit too, and the clouds and stuff. All free. Like it doesn't have to cost a whole lot of money. It looks really good. It looks good enough to be super immersive with how deep the simulation actually is. Sedona, that's what it is. Yes, Sedona. I don't know why I couldn't think of that. Yeah, Sedona. I don't know why I couldn't think of that. Just passed my written exam today, actually. Dude, nice job. Buddha, fantastic, man. Congratulations. Where are you in the requirements right now? Would you say that you've done the written early or more towards the end? Congrats, dude. That's awesome. That's a big weight off your shoulders for sure. In this, and Batson Flare, I don't know how many people will actually take this route, but in real John Wayne, the reporting points, Signal Peak, Huntington Beach Pier, Miles Square Park, not really much the blimp hangars. They pretty much send you to the peak. That's kind of like that's really the reporting point, not the airport in sight. I don't think I've ever actually reported the airport in sight, I don't think. At least it's rare. They will pass you off to the tower. They'll say proceed to Signal Peak. Once you get close enough, they'll just hand you off to the tower. And I don't know if that, I mean, there's no real point in me telling you that other than that, just like usually what happens. Most other airports, it's reported inside. SoCal approach, Skyhawk 53176 over Signal Peak. We got John Wayne inside.
We're 53176, thanks. Contact John Wayne Tower 119.9er.
19.9, 53176. Yeah, Miles Square, because I mean most people are flying in from the LA area. Miles Square is really only used if you're flying in from like Fullerton or coming down the 57 freeway. Usually, if it's coming in from LA, it's almost always Huntington Beach paired. John Wayne Tower, Skyhawk 53176 inbound over Signal Peak with information Delta, full stop.
Number 53176, John Wayne Tower, enter left downwind, runway 20 left, cleared to land.
Alright, left downwind 20 left, clear land 53176. Yeah, nobody comes from this way, yeah. But just so you know, because it is, if it's GA, now PilotEdge differs from the real thing in really one key factor, and that's traffic. There is like a almost constant stream of airliners coming in on 20 right. So vectoring the GA traffic around those arrivals is pretty much constant. Depending if you get like a window where there's no one coming in, no airliner coming in, you can
Caution,
get a straight in
TFR ahead
to 20 right sometimes, coming in from like Corona, Chino area, you know, from that direction, Brackett Field. But generally speaking, if they're not sending you to the pier, they're sending you to Signal Peak. And sometimes it's like all the way around from Corona. Like they'll send you from you're inbound Corona coming into John Wayne. You're almost all the time, 80% of the time I would say, are going to get Signal Peak and then come up.
For 791 Juliet Romeo SoCal approach Burbank altimeter 3017, information echo is current, advise approach request. For 1 Juliet Romeo, roger, expect vectors ILS Zulu runway 8 approach.
Check here, make sure there's no low-level helicopters coming in. My new office building, it's not depicted on here, but it is basically depicted as a building right there. That's my new office, those two square buildings right there. So I get planes flying overhead all day long now. It's freaking awesome. There's 850, make sure we gotta keep that. Okay, and we have been cleared to land. Cut into MacArthur. We're going to keep it as tight as we can, not let the altitude drop. That's too much. Aim for the hangar. The left hangar is what you aim for. Keep your nose on the hangar until you are abeam the numbers. Trim going. Airspeed's fine, so they're almost to the numbers there. Left hangar. That's a beam the numbers, so pull the power back. First notch of flaps. And then I'm not really looking at the runway at this point. I'm looking at the curve of this road right here. This is MacArthur. So I try to just dissect that curve right there. So power back a little bit more. Second notch in there. Turn in.
500.
I think it's a little bit low at that point. There's no traffic, so we can square off the base leg, even though they want us to maintain a 15 degree offset. With no traffic, it's fine to square off that base leg a little bit, and then get settled and turn in. Of course, end up being a little bit higher. Just coming right over the freeway.
Short final runway 20 left.
Thanks for flight. And this is where some actual drag on the flaps would help. Not really getting that. Maybe a little tiny slip here.
For 1 Juliet Romeo, go ahead.
Shit. Chair, little hinge popped.
For 1 Juliet Romeo, yeah, heading 300.
That was a little bit weird. I kind of ran out of trim there. I was not good on the trim. But we're going to make Juliet. That is the sign of a good landing if you can make Juliet at John Wayne. You don't need to, but it is nice when you can comfortably make it without having to slam the brakes on.
Number 13.
Don't suck. Thank you, flight.
176 at Juliet. Cross runway 20
if y'all
right,
request
taxi
like the El
to
Toro
parking via
departure,
Bravo,
for
monitor
instance, do you
ground.
still get the heading and altitude, or what do they say? Yeah, you just say, I like the El Toro departure, and then they read off the full heading. John Wayne Tower, Skyhawk 53176, clear 20 right at Juliet. We're parked at ACI West.
Number 176 at Juliet, cross runway 20 right, taxi to parking via Bravo, monitor ground.
Crossing 20 right at Juliet, monitor ground on the other side, 53176.
Approaching runway 02 left, 20 right.
There. Yeah, if
Entered
people
runway 02 left,
request the
20
actual name
right.
of the departure, and that's really only important if you have a specific departure that you'd like to take that might be different. Like for example, if somebody wanted to go to French Valley, you'd instinctively want to give them the 080. You don't want to give them the El Toro departure because that's the direct line. But sometimes you want to take the Newport departure because you want to fly around the coast and come up Dana Point and go that way for a more scenic route. So that's where you would want to either clarify, or as the pilot you'd want to clarify which one you'd want, or you basically just give them the destination and let the controller, give you whichever departure makes sense. And they don't always give you, it's not a guarantee that they're going to give you that specific heading. If there's departing traffic, if there's vectoring, clearance can give you 080 or 150 or whatever, but tell you to fly runway heading and then turn out based off of traffic. And the tower will tell you to do that. So they'll actually amend the departure that clearance gave you. Just try to pick up the most direct heading. Yeah. If they just give you a destination, and I would imagine that 99.9% of PilotEdge flyers flying out of John Wayne are probably just going to give you the destination, because Flight Simulator is not about the scenic route. Generally, they're trying to, follow a procedure or something. Okay, so that is that fun little flight. Nice. You'd be imagining correctly. Yeah, not a lot of, we just want to fly up and down the coast, check out the sights. But Vatson Flyer, it's super awesome too that you are interested in the real world procedures, though, because I think that for the rare instances where you have somebody log in that is familiar with an airport like John Wayne, for you guys to have procedures that are unique to John Wayne down, like the ground frequency, and some of the controllers, say like, well, it's 132.25. Well, they don't use that in the real world. So if I call you on 120.8, it's nice that you don't get the pushback, because that's the correct way to do that. But it's such a freaking...
176, turn right, hotel, contact ground.
Right at hotel, contact the ground. See ya!
Thanks, Ryan. But it's such a weird airport. They do so many things backwards or weird and unique because of the location and the volume, and that's really it. Just the way it's situated and the volume that is not really necessary in PilotEdge. It's easy to give somebody in a 172 an 8-mile straight in final for 20 right, in the middle of the day. It's never going to happen. But because there's no traffic dictating that, because the reality is, in the real world, they would give you that if there was no traffic also, but it's not the case. So when you take away the traffic part of that, the actual procedures start to loosen up even with them. I mean, when it's been slow, we get all kinds of goofy shit coming in here. But when it's busy, I mean, they'll send you away, or tell you to do something completely atypical, and you just got to listen to them. But super fun airport, and it's awesome that it's kind of a hub for PilotEdge, because I love it, and I love flying in real life and in the sim. Well, thank you guys so much for hanging out tonight. This was a lot of fun. I appreciate every one of you that follow along. Wow. That follow along on these flights. Like I said, given that they're pretty simple, it's a simple plane. I mean, I'm just flying in a 172, going to a, from a Charlie to a Delta, or, untowered. Sank 93, Sankt. Thank you for following. Happy Friday. But it's really, really cool that you guys do follow along, because this is what I'm interested in, and it's awesome that there are other people interested in it as well. I don't really like flying the airliners around. It's kind of cool every once in a while, but this is what I like, and I'm glad that enough of you are also interested in it as well. So, Pyro, thank you for joining, and I hope to see you next time. And anyone that likes to continue to talk about airplanes at all hours of the day, join the Discord. It's one of my favorite things ever. I'm reminded every day how cool it is. So if you have Discord, there's the link. We just endlessly talk about airplanes. So please join if you can. And now for the traditional ending to the stream. Hope you guys enjoy. Have a great rest of your weekend, and I will see you all soon.